Toilet's leaking. Got to figure out why. And I also have a bidet. So if you're interested in that and not the toilet, just fast forward. You guys know how to do that. All right. So we have one of these, massive tank flushers, 1.6 gallons per flush. That's illegal to sell these now, but if you had a lot of barbecue the night before, this is the way to go. Anyways, we had a leak. It was building up around the base of here, so I figured, oh, the wax seal's probably gone. They're only good for like 5 years. Even the rubber ones aren't good for that long because they're rubber, And so I disconnected the, we have what are those called? Bidets. It sings a little song and cleans your butt. So I disconnected that, and the Johnny bolts down at the bottom, they never want to come out, so I had to cut them off, got the hacksaw. Picked up some new ones. I got a new wax ring, and when I went to go loosen the bolt that holds the tank on, it was hand loose, and I'm pretty sure that's where the leak was coming from anyways, because there's more water back here than there was up here. And that's this rubber washer right here, which is hard, and I think I just cracked it by moving it. So time for new ones. Get some new rubber seals in here. I did replace the guts in here at one point. That's not hard either. Just follow the instructions. They come with instructions. I know, guys, you don't want to follow instructions, but when it's wrong and then you have to read them to do it right, now you just wasted beer time. So let me take this all apart. Oh, and if you've never taken a toilet apart, get a sponge and a bucket, and you're going to have to get dirty. Get your hands in there, and then get the water out, get the water out, get the water out. Same with the tank, or else once you lift this up, you're getting soaked. Tank's off. You're going to see a lot of gross things if you do this. Like some mold. I mean, this is condensation, water, your hair from probably 20 years ago. I mean, who washes the back of their tank? No one sees behind there, so... there is a rubber flange here, and that one seems good, but I decided when I picked up the tank bolts, I said, you know what? Just grab a new one of those. So I got a new one of those. Just replace everything while you're in there. The porcelain is the porcelain is the porcelain. If it's not cracked, it's still good. Some people change them out because they're ugly, but I mean, if it's a toilet, do you really see it when you're sitting on it? Here's the ugly part. Okay, so, they left me an extra washer. Sweet. That's all wax. It's the old wax ring. It's going to be nasty to take off. You can wear gloves. You can just wash up really good when you're done. It doesn't matter to me, but you're going to need a screwdriver, maybe a scraper, get all of this stuff off. Because it's wax. It's going to be gross. Alright, so what you want to do is really clean it up. I'm going to clean it up because the stuff around here, yeah, it's wax, and it helps everything go down the hole. But when you get a backup, when you're plunging or whatnot, it doesn't stop it from coming up and, not going everywhere. So there's probably a little bit of poo in there. If this is not for you, you don't like touching poo, then, hire somebody. Pay good money, have it done right, and you don't get poo on your hands. Under the wax ring is this little funnel here, and this funnel, can you see through there? It's donezo. There's no spaghetti in there. It's ready to go. So I'm gonna spray this up, disinfect it, get it all cleaned up. I got my hot water, and then we'll put something in here. All right, nice and prepped, nice and clean. Last of the prep work, clean all this off. You're going to be replacing this. I took it off, and there was junk under there. Clean it off. Get a good cleaner. You can use Fabuloso, whatever you want. Spray it off. Like I said, you haven't seen the back of this in a while. Clean under it. Clean it up. Prep your work, guys. I don't know. Why are you watching me clean a toilet? All right. Gather your stuff. You can buy, these are floor bolt sets, also called Johnny bolts, and they hold in there. And the bottom, they're like weird little feet that slide in and lock in. The one I had completely rotted. The toilet was jiggling coming up out of the ground. This is metal and water, people. It's going to go bad. Oh, a helper. Hi, Mia. Now to get the tank to the bowl, you can buy just the bolts. Or you can buy the bolts, the washer, the whole kit. Might as well. It was only a couple more dollars. Your wax seal comes in regular and extra chunky. Right, chunky? Okay. So we're going to throw this on there and get our bolts on there. The bolts come, see those little notches? You can pre-cut them to figure out where your depth is, and then, you know, that way you don't have like super tall bolts sticking up out of the ground. And then some of them even come with the little white caps that go on there. I don't care about the caps. So get all that done, and then we'll put the turlet on there. Instructions on the wax ring say flip your toilet over and put the wax ring on the bottom of the toilet. It does not say put it on there. A lot of people put it on there and then try to fit the toilet on there. So, yeah, I flipped it over. Guess what? We got more cleaning to do. All right, everything's cleaned up. Wax ring's on. We're going to lift it and get those two holes in there. If these don't want to stand up straight, you can always take some of the wax and put them on there and like stick it in. It's very warm for some reason. This wax does not want to hold, so I'm going to have to get under there. This side of my flange underneath it, there's no floor there. It fell down in the basement. I had to go catch it. This is all looking too hard for you. For real though, just call a plumber. Have them put it in. They got to take this out anyways, clean everything up, and they don't want to clean up your old toilet. They'd rather put in a brand new toilet. It probably, you know, they have to do the work anyways to put the old toilet back in, so they may not even charge you that, just, you know, the cost for the toilet. So, you know, upgrade. So I'm going to sit this on there. I'm probably going to be cursing because these bolts are, you know, just flopping around in there. So we'll see what happens. All right, bolts are in. I don't know where this dirt keeps coming from. I keep cleaning it. Anyways, bolts are in. You can cut them after you're done. Right there, or higher if you need to. Don't cut them before you put them in. The longer they are, the more they're going to help you. In some instances, you may have to cut them before you put them in, but I would say cut them after you put them in. Because if you cut down here, and you put your toilet in, and you needed to cut up here, now you're screwed, and you're running to the orange box store again. Anyways, crisscross. Tighten one side, then the other side, then the other side, the other side. Move it. Does it move? Try to make it move. Get it to move. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it again until you can't get it to move. You don't want to crank the crap out of them because those are just little tiny washers, and it's porcelain. If it just keeps moving, you got problems, son. So, anyways, yes, I know that's leaking. You guys have been seeing it leak the whole time. Anyways, we're not working on that today. You can't see that. Next, we got a rubber flange to put in here. So let's get this out and make sure it's the same as the other one. If not, we can still use the other one because it's not cracked. And then we'll put the tank on. Okay, so I can't use this one. They look like they're the same size hole, but they're not. This one's a little bit smaller. This one's got threads in here because that's threaded. And it also has like a little octagon shape because a little octagon shape. This is just straight up round and can't use it. So we'll throw this back on there. Throw it back on there and put the bolts in the order the instructions tell us to do it with their rubber pieces. All right, so we got the tank on. The bolts are in. I actually had to take a piece out so I can get the rubber washer in because these washers are bigger than the ones that were previously in there. You may not have that problem. You might. So, you know, just don't go by what this is. You know, I mean, every time I watch one of those shows, I'm like, yeah, it looks easy, and then it's not. So, on to the bidet, butthole squirter, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty simple. So, usually this is hooked up to your toilet underneath. Well, most of them give you this sweet little T here. So, you unplug this, you put the T on, and then you put this on the bottom. Most of these are rubber washers inside of here, so it doesn't even have to be super tight. It's like doing a garden hose. If your garden hose leaks, it's your rubber washer. It's not anything else. So once that's on, you take your lid off, you put your bidet on, and then you hook it up to here. It's that easy. You need electricity too, so you may have to run an extension cord, which would suck. Most toilets don't have a plug right next to them. Call an electrician, have a plug put in. Yeah, that's another thing you could do. But before you turn any water on or anything, now's your chance to like scrub this without the lid on, because you know, back in here that gets really dirty and nobody sees it, you know. So like scrub it really good. Your hands are already dirty. And then you got your bidet, water going in, goes right into that tea. Just tighten it up a little bit, good to go. Now we're going to turn the water on to dry everything off, because you're going to find some leaks. Just tighten it up a little more, you're good to go. So let's turn water on. Always know where your water shut off is. We're going to be waiting for a little while. Make sure your flapper is seated right. Depending on your water pressure, this might take a while. Alright, if I find anything, I'll show you. Drip, drip, drip. Alright, I'm going to tighten that up until it stops dripping. Caulk or no caulk? Guess what? If that wax ring goes, or you get a backup and water gets in, how's it getting out? You caulked it. You're rotting out your floor. Don't caulk it. Yeah, it looks nice. And if you have a tile floor with a drain in it and everything, you don't want water getting in there. Yeah, there's some circumstances, but you don't want water getting trapped in there. You're going to rot out your floor. Then instead of replacing everything, you get replacing everything. And I fixed it. You want to know what was wrong? I didn't follow the friggin' instructions. What were we talking about before? I put a washer on the top. I didn't put a washer under the tank. Anyways. Alright, this Dixon does it. 1819 farmhouse. Too long of a thing. Oh, like and subscribe and stuff. Peace out.